Hi, everybody. Welcome to ZealZaddy. My name's Scott. My pronouns are he, him, and this is our Magnus Archives Miami campaign. Tonight's episode is Statement Regarding La Palma Flank Collapse. The Magnus Archives RPG was created by Monty Cook Games based on... Oh, that light is right in the middle. Okay, had to fix the... My mic was blocking the light in a weird way. By Monty Cook Games, based on the podcast by the Rusty Quill. They're both amazing. Go check them out. You can find all of them on YouTube or on wherever you find your podcast. The Magnus Archives Miami is a horror campaign that may contain material not suitable for all audiences. We explore topics from deep personal fears to existential threats to humanity. So listener discretion is advised. You can follow us everywhere at ZealZaddy. We have a Kickstarter that we just started yesterday to collect followers for its launch. It will be for Cypher system, 100 NPCs for fantasy campaigns. It'll be about a 400-page tome. Now, we're building it mostly to be a PDF, but because of the way that the printing has become problematic, because of our idiot president. Sorry, I don't like to get political in here, but fuck him. We do make other Cypher system products. We also make some D&D products, or had made before we made the switch to Cypher. You can use the clip command, ! Clip, on scenes that you particularly liked, and we'll get them saved, and we'll be able to check them out later. Let's get everyone else in here, though. All right, everyone's in. Let's go around, let everyone know who you are, where they can find you. Why don't we just start with Sam?
Hi, my name is Jack. I use they, he pronouns. I play Sam Murphy, who uses he, him pronouns. You can find me on Tumblr and Bluesky with the username Hotrod-69. This is the only TTRPG project I'm working on at the moment. Do I hotball it to somebody else?
Sure.
Uh, Quinn.
Hey everybody, I'm Quinn. I use any pronouns, and I'm playing Alder, who uses they, he pronouns. Right now, this is the only weekly and recurring thing I'm doing. I had a project, I had a
Wow.
stream game just wrap up. I'm gonna show it on the stream because
Of
it's cool.
course.
I worked on this. It's a book now. We worked on it for 2.5 years, and now it's a book. Physical copies, unfortunately, were just off of the Kickstarter. We have a couple left. If you find me at a convention this year, you can get one of these very fun, very big books. But if you want the PDF of that, it is in the trans rights bundle right now. So TTRPGs for Trans Rights Ohio this year, which you should buy anyways, even if you don't want this game. It is $5
That's amazing.
minimum. You can give more, obviously, and I think it's like 500 plus games are in it this year.
Yes. Yeah. There's a few
I have
games
just
like Cold Sun and stuff like that in there that we just ran, so there's so many good
nice.
things in there.
Yeah, I've just started looking through it. So that game is in there. It's a 400 something page PDF. It's normally $25. You can give us money if you want to, but you don't need to right now. You can give it to the trans rights bundle instead. We're okay with that. Yeah, that is everything that I have going on right now. That feels short for me. I normally have a lot of stuff
It is.
happening because I overcommit myself. We will send it then to Chenoa.
Hello, everybody. My name is Chenoa Reed. You can find me pretty much anywhere at Zephyrite. I also am a part of Diceberg Ahead, which is a variety TTRPG podcast. And you can catch us over at Emergence on Saturdays. Right now we're doing a mini series in the Astral Sea, so that's fun. And up and coming things is going to be May the 4th. So stay tuned for some Star Wars stuff. So I guess that leaves Wayra.
Oh, hello. My name is Wayra. My pronouns are she, they, and I play Nova, whose pronouns are also she, they. You can find me on most social medias at Fake Shiny and also over at the Rainbow Dice Club podcast on all socials, anywhere you get your podcasts at. We have a podcast called Tales of Three. Super great. It's where your three DMs are also your three PCs. We all take turns in the DM seat. And it's based in D&D 5e. That's all for me.
Awesome. When we left last week, you were just dropping Walter off for like a bus station. This is a place to sit and wait for transport or whatever to whatever comes next. You all get back to the office, just down the elevator, and you arrive. I do have all of your research information. We'll get to that as we go, because I do have answers for what you had requested. Is there anything you want to do before we just get through some of the research stuff? No, you just
think
want
I'm
the
ready.
dump. Give us the stuff.
Give us all the details.
Lore drop, let's go.
So I'm going to start with Sam. Sam, you were researching the significance of Spain related to the fire cult. And what you find is that Spain itself, really nothing, but there were a lot of flights by the members of the Rising Fire Reformation to Santa Cruz de la Palma on the Canary Islands through Madrid. There's no direct flights to the island, so you have to go through Madrid or through one of the other cities. The Canary Islands, though, are not off the coast of Spain. They're off the coast of Africa, right next to Morocco. So it's northern Africa. And the Canary Islands are volcanic, but they're also very popular tourist destinations because they have big, beautiful beaches. You can walk the islands. There are bars and hotels, all sorts of places to go. So the connection seems it seems like maybe Spain isn't anything that matters. Maybe La Palma does. Who knows? We'll get to your grandmother's notes in a little bit. I'll jump that one. Anything about Eileen that could be helpful in case she isn't exactly willing to let Walter go. So when you research Eileen, outside of what Alder's probably already told you, although maybe even there'll be some overlap. So she was born in 1878 in Ireland and studied at the Slade School of Fine Art in London and the Académie Julian in Paris. She was famous for her incredibly unique furniture and fixture designs, of which Edsel South Beach is home to many. There was even meant to be an additional floor that was never built, that was to be completely open and expansive, to take in the then breathtaking views of the beach. Now there's other buildings around it, so you really can't even see the beach hardly. Except from like one angle, there's a little bit of beach you can see. She was a flapper, a notorious drinker and carouser. She was an out lesbian and unsuccessfully prosecuted several times. She had rich, dangerous friends that she ran around with. She was passionate about art and architecture and mathematics and living life to the fullest. Her travels were an important part of her life. She traveled to Japan and South America, Africa, and she absorbed a lot of influences from all these cultures, incorporating them into her art. But she was always respectful of it. She always said specifically where a concept or an idea was influenced from. She gave credit to predecessors and people she learned from. Outside of that, she's not done a terribly large number of buildings. She did way more furniture, but she did do a couple of buildings in France and in Miami and in New York. Edzel's being the most well known, and then a home in France that is now a museum. She passed away on October 31st, 1976. Let's see. Then you wanted to research information on the Blood Wall. The Blood Wall is a place of Santeria practices. Santeria being an offshoot of Gullah Geechee culture. I don't even know if I would call it an offshoot. It is related and connected. Yeah, maybe related. It has become its own thing in some places, but has never lost its roots or forgotten its roots. The Blood Wall itself is a place where people go to reach out and ask for beneficial results from prosecutions, hence the wall being part of the judicial system, part of the criminal justice system. The spirits take sacrifices and then decide whether the sacrifice was worthy, the person requesting was believed strongly enough, and whether they're deserving of the effect that the spirits can bring. Then you want to know about Lilith. Anything about Lilith that could be useful. Well, there's multiple spellings of Lilith. If this is the Lilith that from mythology, it's Lilith or Lilitu or Lilis, who was a feminine figure in Mesopotamia and Jewish mythology, theorized to be a primordial demon, probably because of the patriarchy, because most things like that are because of the patriarchy. She loved art, and she has apparently or supposedly reappeared throughout history in many places. And as you're researching this, you find that it has cross-references to some other files somewhere in the archives, like paper files that you're going to have to go find. Do you want to go find them now, or do you want me to go on with other stuff?
Go on with other stuff.
Okay, Jamie, you find nothing.
Figured.
So that's your list.
Yeah.
All right. Novas. Tranquilizers. There is no medium amount. You have to either knock a beast out or it will fail. And the best bad case is making a beast groggy, which doesn't necessarily make it less wild or angry, just clumsier. The Lilith stuff, you find a lot of the same stuff that I had already gone over with Sam. The equipment you were looking for, all of it is available except the holy water, but even that's available. You just have to go get it manually by going to and requesting it from the Archdiocese of Miami or something, and they'll supply it. They don't ship it or anything. When you ask Father Richard through the email whether you're looking for insights into whether the exorcism that failed was because of wondering whether he believed it was lack of faith or something else, he believes very strongly that it was he did not have enough faith to make it work. He believes he did the ritual correctly and that nothing broke the ritual through the process. He is one of 150 or so practicing exorcists in the US. And afterward, he filed a report with them that they concurred with his findings. Although there's no person that could verify anything that was done wrong or right in there either, who knew the ritual other than him at the actual exorcism. Anything finding symbols resembling the ones in the book and on the floor. You said you were going to draw out the symbols that you remembered. We'll get to that in a minute. Satori, you're digging into symbols and sigils and symbology.
Yes.
Anything on the wall or on the chalk on the ground, but from the blood wall, the fire cult brazier, Sam's staff, the thing that Walter had, I forgot what it was called. Not a burnisher, a branding iron. The branding iron.
The branding iron. Yeah.
And you are going through all this stuff, and it dawns on you when you put the images or the ideas together that all of these items have a lot of symbology or sigils or runes that are really similar across them, even though they're from different cultures.
Yeah.
And when you dig further, you find that a lot of them seem to transcend history. They keep showing up in different places, almost like they have had a root, like a root place from which many of them have come. And as you dig into the demonology of Lilith, a lot of these symbols seem to go back to the original demon. But they aren't what you expected. Initially, they were words of love and affection for others before, but they became, as Lilith was attacked and shunned and forced into becoming what this demon, the symbols took on a manifestation that was often the opposite of their original meanings. And they became powerful, dangerous, demonic symbols of power. And as you're going through this stuff, you are led also to files further in the archives. And we'll get to that in a little bit. The gunsmithing, you can definitely set up the equipment you need. It would take a couple of days probably to get everything assembled and put into a place where you could get it all working well, but you could definitely do it. And you know that you could cleanly carve in the symbols that you need or want into the ammunition.
Hell yeah.
So that's also there. And Alder, you find sitting on your desk a statement about the La Palma volcanoes that you had seen before. And as you're sitting there, it dawns on you that statement it's obvious that it ties into where all these cultists have gone. So there's probably something important that connects them. But it'll probably take another couple of readings to maybe figure out what or why or what have you. All right. Sam, you and Satori both find yourself bumping into each other in the archives. And
Hello?
Okay.
as you're digging through there, the archives kind of curve back a little bit and what have you. They curve back and you realize there's a room with more archival material that you hadn't seen before.
Oh, great.
Okay, more rooms.
Of
It's
course.
delightful.
It's just a room.
Okay. More I'm in this building, the less it's like
I
just
promise
anything.
it's just a room, guys.
I mean, I guess I go in and look.
Yeah, I'll go in with you.
All right. The room it's darker than the other rooms. The light, you turn it on, it's actually a string switch. And it has much of the same kind of materials that they all seem very organized, and it goes pretty far along this room. There's files on both sides, and it slowly turns a little bit, and it hits an end, and it curves back again to the right.
Interesting.
And it
Yeah.
goes really far into the darkness. There's another light at this corner, this intersection. But at the
Doesn't-
end of the hall, you see a light is on.
It doesn't feel like a reaching eternal darkness, does it? This just
No.
feels like a creepy hallway.
Okay,
Okay,
It's a
good.
hallway.
that's
I'm
more
okay with creepy
handle.
hallways.
Yeah.
And you hear someone whistling.
Okay.
Look at Nova. Nova's like, no.
Who
It's just
whistles?
somebody whistling.
Who whistles? Is that Teddy? Is it Jamie? Oh, Teddy wouldn't be caught dead in here.
True,
Jamie?
right, yeah, that's right.
I just say Jamie out loud. Jamie?
And you see somebody peek around the corner. Oh, hey. Who are you?
Oh, it is Jamie.
It's not
Wait.
Jamie. It's
Oh.
some guy that you have not seen.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. That's so funny because I also don't know what Jamie looks like, and I'm just like, hey. Oh wait, now that's a dude.
Okay.
Are
Uh,
you part of the new crew? And he starts walking towards you. He has some boxes in his hands.
new crew? Like, upstairs?
Well, what do you mean upstairs? We're only on one floor.
Oh, it's the third floor still, sorry. On this floor then?
On 3?
Yeah.
Magnus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Hermes. Who are you?
I'm Sam.
Uh,
This
Satori.
is Marie. We work
Oh.
for the Institute.
Me too.
Oh, how long?
How long have you been down here?
I don't know, a couple hours. I work.
Did you just start?
No, I'm
I
an
guess we
assistant
just haven't
archivist
met.
No, I don't know you, and you don't know me, so I assume that that's correct. No, I work for Heather Cullimore, and you know that is the archivist that is on sabbatical.
Oh, I see.
No.
Yeah.
So there is no archivist right now in the office.
Okay.
What do you guys do?
Research, follow up on statements, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Field work, you know.
Well, all this mess is up to me until Heather gets back. Is there anything I can help you with?
Oh, well, we've been doing research
Yeah.
on stuff.
Oh, nice.
We might have a
My
couple
favorite
things we'll need help navigating.
As far as I'm
This
concerned, there are no boundaries here. We can find whatever you need if we spend enough time. It's probably in here if it's happened in Miami.
some of them,
Well,
yeah,
some. Yeah.
yeah,
I know I'm personally looking for sigils,
Oh,
anything mentioning sigils,
oh, sure.
and we're also researching a volcano and a
and
fire
a
cult.
In
and a
Miami, I mean, a fire
Yeah.
cult. I can understand that. There was that one that disappeared, or
Yeah.
they stopped, or whatever, recently, or something.
Yeah.
Sigils and symbols. Sure, I can help you find some of those. What kind? Like what are they related to?
Well, I was researching like protection symbols. I mean, I found a bunch of information about sigils and stuff like that within my research, but I am more particularly interested in Lilith.
Lilith, the I don't like to use the word demon, but that's what they
Yeah.
call her. I don't agree
Yeah.
with that kind of sentiment, but who
Yeah,
am
I've been
I?
looking for specific rituals and things like that, so
Oh, oh, you probably
involving
mean
sigilism.
the one in Crete,
What?
the one in Crete that Lilith did in the 1500s or so.
sure, we'll take anything that
Shit,
gives us
dog, give
information
me
on it.
something. Yeah, that sounds.
Anything.
Oh, okay. Well, let me find it. Hold on. Here, follow me. We'll find it.
Okay.
Any?
I will follow you anywhere.
Can you hold these boxes? One of
Yeah,
you hands it to you.
I
right.
look in the boxes while we're walking.
Okay. It looks like he's filing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different stuff. Old, like archival materials. And he turns a corner to the left and he clicks a light switch. And he goes a little further and he turns. It seems like it comes back a little bit, like it kind of snakes back like an S. And he does it again. And then it hits a T section and he turns left. And he starts looking at things on the shelves. And then he goes, here's the one. We're probably deep enough in here that Eileen won't see us. So
Oh, you know about her too?
I think most people know.
Have you met her
I
yet?
hope.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, people know about her, but what do you
yeah.
like? How much do you know about her? Is
Well,
what
I
I
know
mean.
she's tried to get in this part of the archives a couple times, and it's
She
one
Oh,
of the few
can't?
places she can't get to. I don't know what Matilda
that's
did, but
That's actually really good
very
to know.
relieving. Yes.
yeah. So, all right, and he pulls out some boxes and he goes, hold on, and he has like one of those ladders that slides along the wall, and he
I've
goes
always
up.
wanted to ride one of those.
Me
Well, do you
too.
want to
Yeah.
go up and get the big long box that's up on top? I'll let you do it. I'll hold the boxes.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. And I go up there and I
Slide
do like a
along.
little scoots too.
Okay, and it's very cleanly like done. It's greased and it seems to
Damn.
slide perfectly.
Man,
there's
if
a
I
big
ever
box
have
up there.
like lofted ceiling, I need to like get this from my apartment. And I like reach up towards the box.
And he says, "Pull it, bring it down. We'll go over and hang it up so we can see it."
I
This
come
kind of
down.
tells some of the story. And grab if there's a file up there with it. Can you grab that too?
Yeah. I look
There is a file, a
perfect.
small box. All
Yeah.
right, let's go back. And you go back further, and after a little while, you realize that the lights behind you eventually they turn off.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Toto.
And you end up in this room, and he goes, all right, let's open up the box. And you help him open the box, and there's like a rug in it. All right, let's hang it on the pole there. And it's a little bit dusty and old, and he puts it on this pole, and you lift it, and it's like a quilted image. And you, Satori and Sam, either you've seen it or it's been explained to you where you remember it.
I'm pretty sure Walter explained something very similar to this.
This looks exactly like what Walter was saying.
It
And
didn't
Mez
make
goes,
any
wait,
sense at the
Yeah.
time.
yeah, he goes, this came from Boston, I don't know, many years ago, but there was an
Boston?
archivist there who had gotten it out of a fire before it burned down and was able to
Okay.
save it before some fire there. But
Did this happen like 20, 30 years ago?
and he looks at the file and goes, yeah, how'd you know that?
This is exactly what we've been looking for.
Yeah.
Wow.
I knew it was like right here the whole time.
I didn't realize so many things transferred over.
You're like spies. That's cool. I mean, I just file stuff. That's cool that you like.
Yeah,
Not
but
not gonna lie, that sounds a lot more appealing
you
these days.
also know where everything is. I don't know where jack shit is in these archives. I
Oh,
look like a bumbling idiot looking for stuff in here.
you learn the coding system. You'll figure stuff out. You haven't been here very long, right? I would
No,
have
just a
met you
few
before
months.
if you had been. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you unravel it and you're looking at it's beautiful, by the way, but it looks very old.
Yeah.
And he goes, "This is it came from the house of the North family." And you know that Walter's last name is North.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta get the info on this. And he takes out the paperwork in the folder, and it sort of is an artistic reference to the quilt, which it actually doesn't call it a quilt; it calls it an afghar. And hold on, I gotta get my info. All right, so let's see what I got here. As you're reading the info on it, hold on, I have this in 3 places, and I have to make sure I have the right one. Okay, there it is. So, I don't know if you know anything about Lilith's art love, but Lilith really loved art, and this was apparently her favorite piece, at least from recollection made during the 1500s. So there's a lot of background noise. Oh, hold on. I'll close my door. Thank you. I have family out there playing board games, and that can get noisy.
Yeah.
Well, this quilt shows the Afshar, not Af, I think that's what I call Afshar. It depicts Crete being covered in a flood. And there was an enormous eruption from a submarine volcano in the Greek island of Thera. Well, today it's called Santorini. And this was during the Bronze Age, 1500 or so BCE. We don't know the exact date. Well, the tsunami that was generated by the eruption wiped out the Minoan civilization who inhabited the island of Crete. All of them. No one survived. And the runes on the Afshar apparently are related to being granted power via the willing sacrifice of the marked if they cause the destruction of their enemies for someone, whomever it is that it's for. So,
You're absolutely blowing my mind right now.
they were destroyed by the Mycenaeans, who used fire magics to crush their civilization by making a volcano through some ceremony or something explode, and it wiped out the civilization with the tsunami. So they called it fire is more powerful than water. Interesting, right? I mean, this stuff's crazy. So there's not a whole lot more than that I can see here, but I don't know. Did that help at all?
Yeah. Does it say anything about maybe how the chosen cannot become chosen? The
Yeah,
mark not become marked?
or how to stop said chosen.
No, I mean, that's what you guys do, right? I mean, I just
Yeah.
find the stuff you ask for. I don't know.
Do I recognize like the symbols in it?
Yes.
Like, is
A
it
lot of
telling a
them are on.
story?
All those things are on, and it is telling a story about self-sacrifice for the good of some symbols that you don't recognize, but it's someone.
Yeah.
And by doing so, through the destruction via fire, you can create the energy needed to cause the volcano to blow bigger than it could possibly ever do on its own.
This is wild. This is wild shit.
And terrifying.
Alder, upstairs, you're sitting there looking at that folder, and Nova's is over near you, like doing the research also, and it dawns on you that there's discussions in that folder of a tsunami research center in Miami. And there's no tsunamis in Miami. It makes no sense. Why would there be a tsunami research center in a place that doesn't get tsunamis? So that is odd. When you research it, the place is a real place. The guy mentioned in it is a real person, a scientist. And the statement is kind of innocuous. It doesn't seem that particularly impactful in any way. I mean, the person that he talks about is a little spooky, but that's about it. Do you need to? I mean, you could either listen to it again. You could talk to Nova about it. What are you doing, Nova, while you're waiting on them as you're doing your research? You're pretty much finishing up what you were researching.
I think I'm just like making notes in a notebook I have. And also, I feel like I have a monitor extender on my laptop because I multitask too much. I'm putting in that order for supplies for this team because I'll be damned if anyone's getting shot again on my watch. So
Alder, Nova looks giddy.
Makes sense. Yeah, I'm looking through the statement right now. And I do think that Alder's looked through this one a couple times because it is weird in a lot of different ways. If I look up Jennifer, the person not who gave the statement, but the person who's referenced in the statement, does she appear to be a real person that I could track down?
She appears to be a real person who you found had joined a fire cult in Miami.
Okay. Does it say when, like, with the timing of that lineup? Because I believe she left the research center.
Yeah.
And does the timing of that line up like she left the research center to go to the fire cult?
Yeah.
Great. Fantastic. Love that.
And you're like looking around, you're like, it took you some time to find this, to go through it, to research her. And it's been a while since you've seen Sam or Satori. And the archives don't seem that big, so,
Um, I'll look over at Nova. Um, hey, what have you been finding? I think I might have another place for us to go.
Um, Mostly a lot of references of files that we have here somewhere about Lilith. Um, Also, I'm ordering equipment for us because I feel like I'm kind of over us being in danger without proper equipment all the time.
Yeah. Uh, no, fair enough. Uh, yeah, I think I found. Well, I definitely found. Well, I don't know. Okay, there's a connection. I have another statement. I've mentioned the tsunami and the La Palma stuff before, but now I'm realizing that someone who's mentioned in this statement, I looked her up and she joined the fire cult. So I think we should go to this research center and see what we can find there. Uh, but I know we also still have to. We have to resolve the blood wall stuff. I think Sam was looking into that. Do you know where he went? They went to the archives, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, with Satori.
Yeah. They've been gone for like a while.
Really? And she like looks at her watch.
It's been hours.
That
Yeah.
doesn't bode well. Should we? We probably should go find them, yeah?
Yeah, probably, just in case. I feel like the building is pretty safe, but
I don't I don't know how I feel about that statement, honestly.
you know, I don't either. It's fine. But yeah, we should go look for them.
But this research center, and like Nova gets up and like locks her computer, so they can walk and talk. It's kind of weird that there's a tsunami center in Miami, yeah?
Yeah, they talk about it like it's really normal, and like I looked it up, it does look like a real place. Um, it, yeah, I don't know.
Um,
The person who was like giving the statement talked about it as if like a tsunami was inevitable.
for
And
here?
like all of my yeah, like talked about it like all of Miami was going to be destroyed, like definitely. With a lot more certainty than I want to see someone make that statement.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely think that might take precedence over the blood wall. Maybe. I'm not really
At this
like,
point everything feels important.
it's true.
But we have a list. We do have
Um,
a list.
I might be able to knock Kyle off her list at least.
Okay.
I
That
think
would be good. What'd you find?
I think I might go a route of like tranquilizers and like a lot of Xanax. Like a lot of Xanax.
Can't hurt.
I don't know what else to do with him because if he breaks out of everything else, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know.
We might just have to try it. It's not a permanent solution, but maybe just for this month since we have so many other things going on.
I think so.
But yeah, let's find them and then see what time is it? I don't know. I don't know what time or what day it is. Everything kind of just has been blurring together lately. If we have time, we could go to the center, the Tsunami Research Center today, or we could go tomorrow.
It's
I feel
it's the mid-afternoon by this time. There's probably not time to get there in traffic
Yeah.
until tomorrow.
Is this the same day with this that the flesh socks happened?
I think it's the next day after that. I
Okay,
think it's
cool.
the same day.
I'm just confused as to where the time frame at this point. Yeah, I think that's good. Maybe I hope they're okay. Just go over
Yeah.
to the archives and have a look.
And you were walking around the archives looking, and you find there is a door open that you hadn't noticed before. That it goes further into the like more archives, than you remember.
That's new, right?
Yeah, that's weird. I kind of thought I'd been in all the archive rooms. Uh, we should go that way, I
I
guess.
guess. Yeah. Satori, Sam, you in here?
Well, there's a light at the end of the hall.
A positive sign, right?
Yeah.
And you're walking, or actually, I don't know if you're walking or not. You
Oh,
just
yeah.
see it. Okay.
I'm gonna head in.
All right. And you go down a little bit, and then the light goes off.
That's a less positive sign. Uh, we could always just call them.
That's true. I'm gonna keep going. And also take my phone out and
Okay.
shoot a text.
Okay.
Like, hey, where are you guys at? You've been gone for hours.
Your light leaves a little illumination to the hallway as you're walking. And it gets to the end and it turns. Sam, you notice that a text comes through on your phone from
Okay.
from Nova.
Oh shoot! Can I see the time on my phone as well
Yeah,
to see
you've
how,
been here
like, to confirm
hours
the
and
hours?
hours. I mean,
Oh
it
boy.
felt like it though. I mean, you were learning a lot. You
Oh,
were
okay,
going
okay.
over all this. It didn't feel like
Oh, like
an
only a few minutes have
unusual loss
passed.
of time.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Oh, so talk to Sister and be like, hey, the others are looking for us.
Oh, okay. Do I notice the time?
Yeah. Yeah, you've
Has
been
it?
here hours and hours, like in the archive, walking through, researching, then finally getting the
Damn.
FR and hanging it,
We've
and researching that.
we've actually been down here for a bit. They might just be worried.
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe we could carry some of the stuff back,
Yeah, are we
or are we
allowed
not
to
allowed
take
to?
some of
Yeah.
this to the office? Can I take this?
Yeah, you just have to keep it with the archival material. I,
Of
I
course.
I would be very careful about letting Eileen know about all this stuff because she thinks she knows where everything is, and she might want to know where it came from. So I
Yeah.
Trust
would,
me, I don't feel like telling her a lot,
yeah,
so
just keep
we're
it
good on
on the
that front.
down low. Okay.
Honestly, we might just keep the F-guard down here because it seems
That's a good idea.
really important.
Important.
I'm just gonna take a picture of it,
Okay.
and I'm gonna look at the picture to make sure it doesn't look all fucky like a poltergeist is swirling around it or something, and I can actually read it.
It is readable and it looks
Okay, wonderful. And I'm gonna
it's
take
way
the
too normal,
information
all this
box.
stuff.
Yeah. Remind me of your name. Was it Hermes?
Hermes, yes.
Okay, perfect. I'll have to look you up next time I'm down in here.
And you're Satori the spy and Jack the spy, right? I mean Sam the spy. Sorry.
Yeah, we're
Sure,
spies.
spies.
Super cool.
Thank you.
And he puts his fist out for a fist bump.
Absolutely, I'll do it.
Same here, just
That's so cool. Do you carry guns?
I flash
she does.
my.
I should not be near
Hell
weapons.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
don't think Sam knows how to hold a gun.
You're not a gun person.
Never had need for one.
Yeah, that's cool too. All right. I'll be here if you need anything. Well, for
Thank
another
you.
couple hours.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's head back, Sam.
Yeah. Okay.
I send him a text. Yeah, we're coming.
Okay. And you head out. And you have to turn lights on as you go.
It was a surprisingly normal encounter.
Considering everything else, yeah.
Yeah, our skin didn't morph into ungodly forms at all.
Nova and Alder,
Nope.
what do you do as when you get the message? Do you head back or do you wait? You go further in? What do you do?
Uh, We saw like a light at a desk, right? At the end of the tunnel?
Yeah.
Or the end of the hall?
No, the light went off though,
Oh,
but there
okay.
was a light.
I think I'm gonna look up at Alder. They said they're gonna be right out. Do you want to head back or?
Uh, yeah, we probably should. While we're in here, though, uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna turn on my phone flashlight and kind of like shine it at some of the. I'm assuming that I'm just kind of envisioning like shelves of,
Yep.
full of boxes, like the big old, yeah.
Yes.
Um, are any of them how notably labeled are they in terms of
They-
like what's written on them?
They're
I'm what I'm
labeled correctly.
particularly okay. Everything like looks neat and organized.
Yes.
I'm looking for, and I don't know if I would find it here, but I'm curious. I know that the button, when we found it, had Matilda's handwriting on it in the like "do not use."
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of like casually scan for anything else that looks like it's in her handwriting in any of the boxes. Kind of as like I'll be like, yeah, we should go back and meet them. But as we're leaving, I just want to like kind of glance up and down the boxes.
Yeah, there are some here and there that feel like they look like they are in Matilda's handwriting. Yeah.
Anything else like ominous, like do not use?
No, these seem to be mostly the material. I mean, most of the material that you find is really just disproven or considered hoaxes or unsupported, like, or unsubstantiated
Makes
things.
sense. Yeah, yeah.
So finding ones that feel like they mean something is an unusual occurrence, not the common one.
Makes sense, yeah. Okay, so nothing notably dangerous. Nothing that speaks out that I should grab it and take it and use it immediately. Good to know.
And you're waiting,
Yeah.
and it takes a decent amount of time for Sam and Nova to get back, and they're carrying some boxes and file folders. And they turn the lights on as they go with a switch. And then you realize there's lights with switches at the ends of the halls and stuff.
Like, I did not need this, and like put my phone flashlight away.
Sometimes the answer is so simple, and I just think it's so
Yeah.
complex for no reason.
Occam's razor.
And you all find each other in the archives near the door, near the big door. And when you leave, the door closes, and when it closes, you realize that it sort of slides sideways and then comes out, and there is an archival shelf that is part of the door to make it look hidden.
Oh, it's a secret
Oh,
door.
shit.
Did we see that when we got in? Like the
No,
Oh, so it was
it's
just
just an open
interesting.
door.
That's
Weird.
sketchy, right? Like,
Very.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But on the bright side, we found a bunch of information that is helpful and a bit terrifying.
that's awesome.
I thought it was great, honestly. I'm enlightened, it feels like.
Yeah, it's just sometimes the burden of knowledge is more terror.
Valid.
You will not believe the things they have back there.
I can't
Yeah.
wait. You need to tell us all about it, obviously.
I'll send the picture to the group chat. Ba-ding.
Alder also found something interesting that
Oh, okay.
I think that we should talk about.
Sure.
Yeah. Wanna head back up to the office?
Yeah, do you need help carrying anything?
I just have the file box I think I decided to take. I decided to leave the tapestry back here where it's safe. So
Yeah.
I should be good.
All right. You get to the office. You're all together. Except Walter.
This together.
High School Musical, let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, well, why don't you guys go first? It sounds like you got maybe some answers. I don't know. Personally, I think the not knowing is scarier than the knowing, At least when we know we can maybe do something about it. Or maybe
That's
they're
fair.
equally terrifying. I don't know. Not knowing feels bad because there's a lot of things we don't know. The question answer ratio is very heavily tilted towards questions. So
Yeah. So we might know what the fire cult wants to do in the Canary Islands. We found some stuff on Lilith on uh Crete. The Mycenaeans were on Crete, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seems like there was a ritual involved and it wiped off every single person in that region with volcanoes. And the Canary Island has a bunch of volcanoes. So it seems like they're trying to do it again, maybe on a larger scale.
Yeah, they want to cause a catastrophically large eruption.
Yeah.
I'm assuming to eat souls. Maybe not exactly, but for the purpose of killing people.
To what end? Like, is there a rhyme or reason to this?
I don't.
Power, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
For who?
Lilith and the fire cult. I've sent a picture of this tapestry,
I'm
and
gonna look at the
it's
tapestry.
from Walter's house,
Yeah.
like decades ago. And it depicts basically a prophecy of the Marked One, which is what Walter, I'm assuming, is. And that he's some sort of catalyst sacrifice to create the ungodly amount of power needed for these volcanoes to erupt.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty productive, I'd say.
And that was just sitting back there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, that leads pretty nicely into what I found, actually. I'm just gonna read you guys part of this, not the whole statement, but like the concerning part.
Yeah.
It's this guy. So he works at the Florida Tsunami Research Center, which is weird
Yeah.
because we don't have tsunamis. And he was talking about La Palma and a big volcano in the Canary Islands. He says it's been restless for decades, but it's not the eruption itself that concerns us. It's what could come after. So apparently, in the event of a major eruption, the volcanic structure could fracture catastrophically, sending up to 500 billion tons of rock hurtling into the Atlantic Ocean. What people don't realize is how close the science is to reality, not if, but when. And when that happens, everything changes. The flank collapse would send a wave hurtling westward, a mega tsunami. Lots of things about how bad that is. Specifically, the words Miami's doomed. Most of the state is at or above sea level. A tsunami of that scale would erase entire cities. And then there's the part where he says that it's not natural tectonics. There's something strange. Uh, he, let's see, he says, it's as if the Earth's own heartbeat is out of sync, pulled by something beneath. And he was talking about this with a coworker, and that coworker left the tsunami research facility and joined the fire cult. So I think we should go to the tsunami center?
Sure. Sorry, I'm trying to come to terms with city leveling tsunami
Yeah, imminent
heading
doom.
soon. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
We
I
don't get paid
mean,
enough for this.
no. Yeah, he's talking about echo quakes And yeah, he just I don't know.
So if we don't stop this volcano, we could be underwater.
Oh, no, we'd be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. There's
Yeah.
no underwater is a secondary problem.
Right. Uh-huh.
In fact, millions of people would be dead.
And
Yeah.
we're in charge of solving this. Oh,
Does feel above our pay grade.
Significantly so.
can we
But I
escalate this to corporate?
The corporate?
Well, it's our issue. It's in our hands.
yeah,
We literally
think
have
yeah.
the marked one in our custody,
Yeah.
as to say.
Um, what the fuck did I sign up to? Jesus Christ. So I guess what do we do? Do we know?
The tsunami center would be a good start. We couldn't find anything on how to stop a marked one or prevent them from getting marked,
Of
so
course not.
I
There
wonder-
has to be some sort of ritual.
I was gonna
somewhere.
say there has to be something because it's weird to me that there would be a tapestry depicting the prophecy of a marked one in a family home where
Yeah.
a marked one just so happens to show that coincidences don't just happen in this.
unless someone in Walter's family knew,
I feel like someone had to know.
but I don't think any of them are
I don't know.
with us at the moment. Like alive. I didn't
yeah,
want to be
no.
rude. I didn't know how to discuss it.
No, I get you. I get you.
I get it.
I mean, I think the best thing that we can do is keeping Walter, aka Lilith, far away from the Canary Islands as possible.
Alder, you remember from when you were in Boston that his parents died in the fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
That maybe he started by accident or on purpose or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember kind of the implication being that Walter started the fire in his house. I think on accident. I am choosing to believe on accident. But I am wondering if now that we know. Like, he had to get possessed at some point.
Yeah, like
I'm wondering if maybe Lilith started the fire? Or,
What?
like, starting the fire was, like, part of a ritual to get him possessed? Like, I don't want to think that he's been possessed his whole life.
I mean,
But it
well,
is a weird coincidence.
he could have also
yeah.
been born marked. Is that possible?
That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know. I don't even know if Walter
Yeah.
knows completely.
I think so either.
It seems like he didn't, since he didn't even believe that he was possessed until very, very recently. So I'm guessing no. But
Also, Adara, though,
yeah,
had a fire in the same house later.
Yeah. yeah, the house could just be cursed.
Maybe.
They
Oh,
thought
that's possible. But then why would the rug be there unless the rug had always been there and then
Maybe the
they just
rug
moved in?
cursed, because there were multiple fires. Like every time someone tries to build there, it does catch fire. So maybe like the rug cursed. I don't know.
If
The
the
rug
rug
cursed the house? That sounds weird.
if the rug is cursed, then the archives would have burnt down by now.
That's true.
But the archives has all these
It's
weird
a special room.
protections. Yeah, there's so many weird
Yeah.
things. I mean, that's how Walter is. Well, that's the only reason we're keeping Walter here.
Yeah. Was there anything on the rug, like symbolism wise, that would have suggested that it was like cursed in any way?
No, it seems to be kind of walking you through a ceremony of sacrifice. Actually, when you think about it, it's not self-sacrifice, it is self-sacrifice of the congregants.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like what they were doing at the church,
Yeah.
church,
Yeah.
where they would willingly take on the pain, you know, from what you saw in the
Yeah.
Afgar. They would have to willingly die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, the
Yeah.
Avgar was saying that they would have to willingly die, like the individuals who were marked, the like Adara would have to willingly accept death within this ritual.
So maybe there's multiple, like it's not a marked one, it's like marked ones, like
Oh,
plural. Maybe
And
like
Walter is not wielding,
And,
so
and as you're saying this, Satori, you notice the branding iron among all the other stuff on the table.
was that there before?
No, it was there. It was there. You had all that stuff out.
Yeah.
The branding iron and the staff and, all that stuff. But they were all getting marked with the branding iron willingly. Or with the arms around the pot.
Yeah. And that branding iron sigil is specifically like a sigil for the fire cult.
Yeah. And the symbols that you didn't recognize but had the name that you felt was a name on the Afgar is also on the branding iron.
So
who
they're
did?
branding themselves with the name of Lilith, basically. They're accepting her
Can I
with
draw
the
the
brand.
symbol on some paper in my
Sure.
notebook?
Yeah. And when you do, it catches fire.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
I'm
Okay.
ripping that page out.
You take that page out.
Okay, so no drawings of that for memory. Cool.
Okay, noted.
That's a great symbol to put on a
cool.
bullet.
Well, would the bullet just explode if you finish carving it, or
That's a
Probably.
good question.
You talking about a detonation? Gunpowder and fire? Real good combo.
Could be a good combo at the right
mhm.
time.
Yeah, that's true.
fair?
That's true. Um,
But Walter doesn't have a brand, does he?
No.
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that you've
Huh.
ever seen.
So we should really keep that away from him, is what I'm getting. What if we just put
Yeah,
it in the archive?
I'll go give it to Hermes
Yeah. At least
and
we
be
have a
like,
way of keeping
hey,
things safe.
Alder, you and Nova don't know who Hermes is.
Yeah. Oh wait, who's that? Who were you giving it to?
Oh, right,
uh,
there's some dude in that secret archives that's apparently been working here for a
super
while.
normal guy
Very normal.
in the
Um,
archives room.
that seems
yeah.
suspicious to me.
I don't think he's actually on the list of employees.
No, he's
I was
not.
looking and I was like, I don't think he's on here at
I
all.
don't feel like asking too many questions on that front.
Yeah, because there's a
I
list of archivists and he's not on that list. So I'm just gonna accept that he's one with the building. He
Maybe
didn't
we could
try
ask
and pick my skin.
I can't remember her name. Sienna?
we could.
Yeah,
Um,
that maybe we should do that
I also would
someday.
like to ask Sienna what the fuck the fears are and who the eye is. I don't know what any of those things mean, but we've heard it.
Well, aren't we the eyes?
Yeah,
Apparently,
but like, what is it
Yeah.
exactly?
we watch. I don't know.
We watch what? Oh, is that the creepy stuff? I guess.
Yeah. I also wanted to ask Sienna, or I mean someone, um, more about what happened to Matilda. Because I remember
Yeah.
we know, but like we don't. Maybe she will just tell us the same thing we already know. But I kind of feel like what we know isn't what actually happened.
Yeah.
Matilda?
The boss, the person who was in charge before Maggie.
Yeah, previous archivist.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, like we've been like fed a story about how she disappeared, and
Hmm.
I don't know if I believe it.
Well, she was involved with the fire cult, wasn't she?
I think she
Yeah,
was investigating, or did she become a member?
God,
I
I
think
hope
she
it's
was
not that other one.
investigating.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
So, like, no, I don't know if that makes any sense. I was just
nothing
wondering,
makes any sense. Say it anyway.
I'm just wondering if, like, maybe is that what, like, Teddy and them are doing? Like, they're gathering people for
The
a
Red Club?
sacrifice?
I mean, they do kill each other within the Red Club.
So they're doing their own kind of ritual then?
Yeah. And then,
Okay, this might sound crazy, but what if they could actually help us?
Mm, how?
like, the friend of my enemy, or the enemy of my friend is also my friend, kind of thing.
Yeah. Cause listen, Teddy, piece of shit, hate her guts. We'll kill her one day. But if she knows things that we don't, that will be able to help us make this not happen, I think that's the most valuable thing that we could have.
Yeah, but is she mentally stable enough for us to have a truce?
No.
Yeah, so that's the big flaw of this, because she
Like,
could just stab us in the back whenever.
I feel
But
like
the
we'd be
people,
stabbing knife jabs while we have a conversation with her. That's the vibe I'm getting.
yeah, the people that she would know as well. She's not the only one in this group.
I
Right.
Yeah,
mean,
but
doesn't
Because they're
oh, wait,
hunters,
I'm
right?
forgetting if in character we know that Kyle had connections to the.
I did say
Okay,
okay.
previously,
okay,
I did
okay,
tell
yeah,
But
people
would
that
Kyle
yeah,
she
yeah,
know?
knows.
yeah. Would Kyle know? So maybe like Kyle could connect us to someone less
Maybe
Yeah.
in less willing, because
I,
like
yeah,
there's requirements for the red room, but from what I know, Teddy like went above and beyond in the
yeah.
requirements.
I'm fairly certain Kyle doesn't know that much because he didn't
Mm,
really want to be a part of it,
Mm.
but I could ask him. He's very hungover at the moment. He had a rough night last night,
Fair.
but that
yeah.
would be, I don't know, something worth figuring out. And Jamie can
Well,
open any
yeah.
door. So
I don't trust her.
I don't trust anybody except the people in this room with me right now.
Same.
Jamie, above all else, wants Teddy dead before we do anything else with them, I think.
And
Mm,
And
shit.
Teddy wants Jamie dead. So,
If Kyle kills Teddy, he can get into the Red Club.
Kyle would be the spy then.
A double agent.
Yeah.
yeah.
Honestly, that would be pretty perfect, but I don't know if that's something he'd be willing to do.
Fair. Yeah.
Because then we would be getting an in and good Jamie on our side.
And no more Teddy, which is toward the top of our list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe one thing at a time. Like we should
Yeah.
put the branding iron somewhere safe first,
Yeah,
since that's
Yes.
like right here, and like we
I th
know it's a problem.
I think I'll hide it back in the archives. I'll go find Hermes and he can
Well,
be
don't we
Yeah.
my
want to
good spy.
confirm that we should confirm that he works here?
I mean, he knew where everything was. Doesn't that count for something? He can't just
Yeah.
live in the
He
archive.
gave me a magical carpet. He must be a friend.
I mean, I'm concerned that he might be like Dawn, like a permanent fixture of the building. Like maybe he
But he
works
said
here.
Eileen can't get in there.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
please don't tell Eileen that.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
that room she cannot see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And probably good?
Yeah.
That's why that tapestry is still back there.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should still confirm, but I am
Yeah.
leaning towards he feels safe.
Yeah, who did he
Okay.
say that was on sabbatical?
Helen?
Haley?
Haley? Had an H
No,
name.
I wasn't there, but
Heather?
it was
Something
Haley.
like that.
Oh,
it was
yes.
Haley?
Heather. She's the one on sabbatical.
Yeah.
But
We could just send
Brax,
we could send Sienna a quick test. It's just like, hey, do you know a dude
Yeah.
named Hermes? Send.
Brax Alder? Or Adler. Brax Adler is acting archives director. So we could ask him.
Okay. We just draft an email then.
Hey, Brax, buddy, old pal. Do you know a Hermes that works in the archives? Thanks. Satori. Oh, you're muted, Scott.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
You get an out of office reply, but he'll be back in the morning.
God damn it.
Should we text Sienna?
Hey, Sienna. Buddy, old pal. Do you know of an Hermes that works in the archives?
And you get a reply. Yeah, decades ago Hermes worked here, and
Okay.
he doesn't work here anymore.
What
What
the
do you mean?
fuck?
About that. ... He definitely is still here. Send.
And you get a reply. What do you mean he's still here? He hasn't worked here in a long time. I think he was transferred to, I don't know, maybe England or France or something. At least that's what I heard. He was gone before I got here.
Well, unless we started hallucinating, I think we ran
He's-
into him.
Yeah, he's still here.
Wow, that's shocking. Where maybe he should be escorted out. Maybe since he's not an employee anymore.
I don't know. He's in a separate room? Question mark. Like a
Wait,
room
why is
that's
Sienna saying maybe? I thought she was in charge of hiring and stuff.
But this was before her.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
We should go back and make sure we can get back into that room. Because I
Oh, we didn't
almost feel
figure
like
out
we're
that-
gonna go and it's not even gonna exist anymore.
We're gonna look insane.
The room
Okay.
moves. All caps! Exclamation point. The
Okay.
room moves.
We don't know that. We should go look.
Yeah, let's go look. We're still texting
We all-
Sienna,
we all
but,
go
like,
back.
Yeah.
You all go back. And when you get in there and you're looking around, the door is open.
Hermes.
There's
walk
a
in.
light way down the hallway.
we gotta go
Where's
into
the light?
CMIC.
I brought the branding iron with me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It's
follow.
safer in a liminal space, I think.
So you're
What if the
Going
liminal
through.
space disappears?
and you're
Anything's
meandering
possible at this
through, and you wander around a lot. It's hard to kind of navigate easily in here. It seems easy, but the more you go, the more you realize how difficult it is to know exactly where you were before. And then you hear whistling.
Hermes?
Oh, you're back.
Hey.
Alder, you get the smell of this iron kind of thing, like an irony taste and a flavor you don't quite recognize. Not bad. And it tickles like the back of your throat and it makes you cough a little. And little feathers come out when you cough.
Fun.
Oh,
Like,
do you
Very
good?
like
down feathers.
very fun. Very quietly, I think Alder's just like, Hermes tastes like metal.
don't know what that means.
You can taste him from here?
Also,
I taste something. It's probably from him.
Maybe
I'm
does that mean
assuming
he's dead?
Don't say it so loudly.
Apparently my I don't even know what to call this. My taste power works on not just ghosts. So he might not be dead.
Okay.
I don't know. But he's definitely, like, not human, I think.
Hey,
Or, like,
Hermes.
not fully human.
I'm back here.
I have some questions about the state of your soul, and I walk forward towards him.
Really? My soul?
Yeah.
That is a deep level of care and concern. I am impressed.
I have a lot of care and a lot of concern for many things.
Okay. What is your concern? Oh! You have a feather, and he comes over and he takes the feather from the corner of your mouth, Alder. That's weird. Were you eating
Yeah.
a live chicken or something?
No,
I haven't met you. Or you.
No. Hi.
I'm Hermes, and you are?
Alder.
And?
Nova.
Nice. You're some of the new recruits too? The newbies?
That's right.
Nice.
Nice to meet you.
Well, you were ready to find me, I guess. Awesome. So what was your concern there, Satori?
Oh, can I do like a Watcher's Know-How or something like that? Because I'm getting Bloodwall vibes from this guy.
I don't know if I should try this or if there would
Chicken,
be serious
blood.
ramifications.
We have been touched by ethereal hands from a separate dimension who just so happens to have a blood cult rug.
Actually, yeah, you know what? While you're
You
doing that,
know?
can I like
Yeah.
talk to Hermes and be like, "Hey, I'd like to try something really quickly in the name of just scientific exploration. Do you mind if I tap your shoulder gently with my staff here?"
Yo.
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, I tap it gently.
Oh my
What
God.
happens?
And nothing happens.
Okay.
Wow,
That
that's a
crosses
really
some.
interesting staff.
Oh, yeah,
Are
belong to
are you a Gullah
um
Geechee? Are you
belong to my
from the Gullah
grandma.
Geechee? Oh.
Yeah.
How very cool. I mean, you have the staff of the Defender.
What?
That is amazing. You know, this has been lost for decades. Nobody's known where it is for so long.
I sure I don't know a lot. I'm still figuring out things. Do you know more about this or any of the Gullah
Oh,
Geechee
I
stuff?
know a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't say everything, but I mean, that staff will defend you against things that it sees as a threat to your soul, which
Okay.
could also mean to your body sometimes, but really, if something is dangerous to your soul, what a smack it supposedly gives. I'd love to see it in action. Oh my gosh.
It could be interesting, yeah.
So Satori, what was your concern again?
Oh, so Sienna said that you haven't worked here for a very long time. So I was just curious if you were one with the archives.
I haven't stopped working here.
Yeah, it seems like
Very
you have
long
become
time.
one with the archives.
Why do you think you found this place?
I'm assuming you allowed us to.
Yeah.
It wasn't me that allowed you. It was because it was time for you to.
Okay. The magnet,
Yes.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Like the eye? Does that sound familiar? The eye? We
I
have been
mean,
called.
some people will call it that, or the Watcher, or what have you. But
Is
those
that-
are so pedestrian. Like, who uses it's childlike from a comic book or something. It's so
What would you call it?
I would say that we work to observe the goings on in the world and to make sure that there's an understanding of everything that could happen.
Observers, then.
Oh, we observe. I mean, we also take action when needed.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, you are starting to, if you found this place, you must be coming into your power.
Was it me who found this place?
I mean, it feels like
Or
it.
was
You
it
seem
Sam
warm.
that. I don't.
I still don't know how to use any of my stuff.
I have no idea which one it was. One of the two of you.
We'll have to experiment.
You must have wanted to know a lot of stuff and felt like you really needed to find it, because that's the only way you'll find this place. Is you need to know, and you're determined to get to it. So welcome.
You must be a very important person to be working in a liminal space such as these archives.
Yeah.
Well, this is the archive. This is the deep archives in Miami.
In Miami. It doesn't connect anywhere else, right?
You've got thinking going on. You're paying attention. You know who appreciates that? The eye.
Thank you, Hermes.
So what do you think?
It's impressive.
Wait, so does that mean we could go to other archives through here somehow?
There are ways, yes.
My follow-up question is, do you know a person slash entity named Jamie?
Oh, yes. Jamie cannot get in here. Do not let Jamie in.
Thank God.
Noted.
God.
No, Jamie would put an end to this place, I think.
Do
I personally think.
Do you know what Jamie is?
And
Oh,
how
yes.
to subdue slash stop
You've
her?
met Jamie?
Yeah,
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 Oh, yeah.
kinda.
she
I mean,
kind of stalked
showed
me
up.
It,
Oh,
a
that
little-
too.
Yeah.
she's great friends with Eileen now, which is not concerning at all.
Well, they serve the same entity, so it makes sense that they would eventually come across each other
Oh?
and learn each other's ways.
The who?
If you were to give it a name, I guess you'd call it the Spiral.
Interesting.
Why would you call it that?
Well, yeah. Why that?
Well, the Spiral is representative of madness and an inability to free oneself from imminent. I don't even like the word death, because a lot of things that the entities are out for is not death so much, although that could be the end of it. Except, of course, for death. That one definitely wants death as its final accomplishment. It's the feeding off the fear. You don't know anything about the entities yet?
No,
not a damn thing.
it didn't come with the onboarding
Well, no, it
documents.
can't, because it's hard to get. It's hard enough to get people involved in
Yeah.
I see.
handling difficult cases. Okay, so very quickly, it won't take but a minute. The buried, the corruption, the end, the
I'm
dark,
writing them all down.
the slaughter, the hunt, the flesh, the lonely, the
Wait.
spiral.
The hunt?
Oh yeah, that's the first fear. Everything is afraid of being hunted to death. I mean, every animal has that fear. We had that fear when we were primitive people, right? When we were not even
I feel like
civilized
we
yet.
still have
Wouldn't-
that fear.
Yeah. Also,
like
would
pets.
werewolves fall under being with the hunt?
I think
Oh,
so.
heck yeah. Why would they not be? They
Okay.
live for the hunt. When they metamorphose into a beast, they feed off the chase and the fear that they cause before they do end usually in death, but not always. Some people do escape and some people become werewolves themselves. If that's the
So-
right term, they become
Yeah.
beastly.
About that whole process of like escaping and then becoming a werewolf, is there
Yeah.
maybe a way to like not be a werewolf anymore because you hate hunting and killing and hurting
Oh,
and it's ruining your life?
I maybe I don't know. I haven't heard of a. There's not like a cure. There's no medicine out there. It's not penicillin and you're all good.
Yeah, but like some sort of
Historically, a
Suppression.
silver bullet, I think, to the heart or something was one way,
well,
right?
to keep them alive,
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe
maybe
bury
like a
them.
friendly werewolf,
Maybe
friendly
bury them.
werewolf.
I don't think that's a thing. Is
Oh,
it? Is it a thing?
yeah.
Have you come across a friendly werewolf? Because I've not seen that in the archives, and that would be an astonishing addition.
He's
And
a
it would-
very nice, hairy, angry man.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people start that way, but the transition is emotionally draining and painful. That's part of what
I
is
mean,
fed on also. The hunt
he's
loves to
he's
feed
been this
on.
way for like a decade.
Has
So
he
I've-
gotten who cares about time? And then entities are primordial. They go on forever. They don't care about time. Who cares? It
Yeah, of
takes
course, that was a
decade.
stupid thing for me to bring up. You're right.
Okay, so let's say your friend. It's a friend, right? You're talking like
Yeah.
this is a friend.
It's a friend.
Okay, so has your friend slowly been getting, say, angrier or more pissed off at things, or maybe becoming more defensive of someone that gives them the ire and the rise that pushes them over the limit? Because emotions are what they're all about. The hunt is
Yeah.
an emotional beast, making more emotional beasts.
He has a hard time controlling his emotion,
Oh, yeah.
especially so close to the full moon.
What do you mean so close to? Not only on the full moon?
Not only on the full moon.
So he's in transition. He's working towards it. Okay, cool.
Well,
that's
not
good to know.
really super
Well, what
cool,
do-
right?
Yeah.
Considering this isn't what he wants.
So he's gonna lose himself.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, once the hunt has you, you either become its avatar or you become its prey. That's kind of how that works.
What if somebody like the Eye wanted somebody that's the hunt?
Well, we are the eye, but we're not about fear. We're about knowledge and understanding. We're the only
is
one
it-
that is not trying to cause fear. We're trying to
Yeah.
bring enlightenment and understanding to all that's out there. That's
Is-
why
is
you're
there
employed with
a-
us.
Jurisdiction with that?
What do you mean jurisdiction? We work where we need to work,
Like if somebody who may have been afflicted with the hunt would like to be closer to the Eye and provide enlightenment, would there be some sort of struggle?
Well, you could, if someone were really dedicated, they could attempt to transition another direction. It's very difficult.
I can
and
imagine.
requires full loyalty and sacrifice to make yourself available to, for instance, the eye, like you said. You all signed your employment agreements, I'm assuming, because you wouldn't be able to get in here without it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Great. Just want to make sure.
Wait, was that a secret contract in there to sign us up to the eye?
No, it was slid right across the desk. I assumed you signed it, right? I mean, that's not secret.
Yeah, no, but I'm still trying to figure out how we became connected to this.
You didn't read the fine print?
You became connected to the Magnus Institute. That's our organization. You work for the Magnus Institute.
Right.
I don't know how I feel though with all these entities just having myself aligned with one.
We're kind of the last bastion to defend against all these things, I mean, what's the FBI going to do? They don't even believe in half the stuff. And we all know. I mean, we're standing in here. We've seen stuff.
Yeah.
It's beyond the pedestrian minds of a cop, right? Nova?
Suppose.
You have a gun on you. Were you a cop or a agent of some kind before here? Or you just like them?
I mean, yeah.
I was a cop for a bit.
You stand
Canada.
like one. Yeah.
Well, I tried to shake that habit. That's great to know. These fears, there's a lot of them.
There are quite a few. Yeah, there. Let me see. How many did I tell you? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I know we kind of got sidetracked with the
14,
werewolf,
yeah.
but
14?
Yeah.
And what would the fire cult of Lilith be under?
Oh, the desolation. Fire. That's their purview. They are all about let the world burn. Take it down with them.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt, but you seem like you have a lot of answers, and I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions.
Here we go.
First, we'll start at the beginning. The feather that you noticed. I can taste things and smell things that no one else can, and recently it started manifesting physically. Like, you taste like... Well, I don't know where the feather came from, because you taste like metal. And also something else that I've never tasted before, and I think maybe that's where the feather came from.
Wow. You're a synesthete. Holy cow. I've never actually met one.
I don't know what that is. Walter used a word like that, and I don't know what it is or what it means.
You are highly sensitive to different senses, and they cross in your mind. Sometimes when you touch something, you might hear something. You see something and you might get a scent. Synesthetes, I don't like to call it cross. Their senses don't crisscross. They become more potent and accent the things that they're finding, and they're giving you hints to whatever it is that you're doing, So you said that there was a feather because of me?
I think so.
It's probably my feet.
But
Okay, that needs a follow-up statement.
Oh, and he leans over and he takes his shoe off, and his feet are covered in feathers. And they kind of go back to little, almost like wings at the back.
an owl. Duh. Oh my god.
Okay.
What are you?
Yeah.
What? What'd you ask me, Sam? I didn't hear you.
I hope that's not rude, but what are you?
I am an avatar of the eye, here to give you guidance and help you find your path to success and knowledge and defending the world against the things that would want to bring about our downfall.
Am I gonna turn into an owl?
No.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to another transformation at
Not
this
at all.
point.
Okay.
Oh,
You-
Sam, I'm sorry.
You're becoming a different kind of an avatar. You're going to be a field avatar, obviously.
Oh,
Like your powers are manifesting. That you haven't noticed them yet?
I mean, I thought this was just because of the staff, not anything else.
No, you
That's
have the power of truth. You can force people to tell you their truths.
What?
You just have to record it for the Magnus Institute. Because we are an archive. You know that, right? That's what we archive, the truths as statements from the people that we interview. You can even do it to another avatar. You can force an avatar to give you a statement.
Does
No.
does your staff force the truth? Is it a
I don't-
secret finder?
I don't
Is that why
know
it
how I
hates
f-
Walter and I?
Oh no, it probably saw you as potentially dangerous to his soul. You probably
Oh,
have powers
okay.
that are
Whoa.
dangerous to him. It's okay. We all are dangerous to each other in different ways, right? Some of us
But
are dangerous
Satori's
to
my
the body,
boss.
some to the soul. That's fine.
I would never hurt Sam. I would never hurt you.
You
I
should
want
pay
to
attention to
believe
when
that.
it changes, because maybe other people become dangerous that weren't before, and some people become not dangerous that were.
Wait, so do we all have that, like, power of the truth, or is that just a Sam thing and we all have different power?
That it's a Satori thing right now, but you are all a team. You are being pulled into the power of this. You can attempt it when you want, and at some point it will save your life,
Ow.
because you can force someone to stop what they're doing and take their time giving you the statement you need to record. And often now, don't get me wrong, there are dangerous things that will give you a statement only to then want to murder you.
Facts.
But
On track.
there is beauty in time. There's beauty in understanding you have a few more moments to think while they spill their guts about. Well, hopefully they're not spilling their guts. That would be the flesh, by the way.
No.
Yeah. Right.
How do we do that? How do we make things or people tell us the truth?
You tell them that they need to give you a statement. You ask them for their statement, and they'll give you their statement. It will only work for someone once, for any one person. After that, if they give another statement, it's generally because they want to. And there are people in the past who've come through to give statements to scare us. And believe me, if they know who you are and they come here to give you a statement because they want to, those are the ones to be afraid of.
Didn't Jamie say she was going to come in and give a statement?
And Eileen
And Eileen.
And didn't
Or
Teddy
was
do
it
that?
Eileen?
and Adara.
Adara did, yeah.
Oh, not Teddy,
Adara.
Adara.
Oh, that's the fire cultist. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's dangerous. Matilda had warned me about her.
Oh.
What happened to Matilda?
Yeah, you knew her.
Well, they disappeared, but I don't know what happened to them. You haven't
Wait,
you
no.
haven't figured that out yet?
No, but
No.
you.
We got a lot of open cases. at
There's
the
a
moment.
lot,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot we have not figured out. I don't know
Well-
if you're picking up on this. We don't know many things.
You know what? You're not unlike anyone else that's ever come in here.
Okay.
All that stuff out there is confusing and scary and dangerous. And you're the shield wall. I'm sorry I taste like feathers or whatever. Although I think it's cool.
It's honestly not bad. I've had worse. Is there a reason why it only happens around, like, supernatural things? Like, because like I've heard of people who have like, who can like
Yeah.
see, like hear colors and like things like that. Like
Yeah.
I've heard of that. It's just like a natural thing that happens, but I only have it happen around supernatural-ish related things.
Must be your manifestation. Maybe the eye, as you are brought in, are earning a power that others don't have. Maybe it's important, or maybe
It's
you're just
definitely
lucky.
getting stronger, which is fun.
You may want to carry a bottle of water, I suspect.
Yeah. And then you mentioned earlier the spiral, and that it's like people. You made it sound like it's the kind of thing you can't get yourself out of. I guess this is similar to what like Satori was asking. Like,
Oh yeah,
is there a way to get avatars if someone is an avatar? Like, if they can't help themselves, can you help them? Or do you kill them? Like, what are we supposed to do if
I
we
don't
meet
know,
an
maybe.
avatar?
What do you mean? If you've met avatars,
Okay, yeah, that's true. You said, yeah. When we meet avatars.
everyone is different. What their entities are expecting of them. I mean, they all want to end in a ritual to, end the world we know and start a world of fear that they'll feed on forever. So, that's important to prevent, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No desolation, thank you.
Well, yeah, that would probably be the one most equivalent to what people think of as a hell, right? Like constantly burning, and I can't even imagine. I don't even want to imagine.
Makes me feel real bad for Walter right now.
So, the eye is the only one of the entities that doesn't want.
We're not an entity like them. We're not an entity of fear. We exist to prevent those others, to stop them and understand and take that knowledge in and know and observe and sometimes to act. You probably know when to act. You see these people and their avatars attempting to do terrible things. You know that you don't want that to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it does feel like act time, like now, in a lot of areas.
Just make sure you document everything. It's important to know everything that can be known.
Yeah.
It's important. We need to make sure that we have our eyes on the things that are important.
Mm.
And you're our eyes, right?
Yes.
Oh, did you come back here because you wanted to find out about the feathers or something?
Oh, I need to
Oh,
store this in a safe place. I've been
yeah.
holding this branding iron
And he
the
looks at
whole
it.
time.
Oh, look at that. That looks dangerous.
Very dangerous. And I assume Walter is going to need to be marked willingly in order for this ritual to complete. So it needs to be in a secure and safe spot, away from prying hands.
All right. And he puts his hands out. You want me to archive it then?
Please.
All right.
And I hand it over.
No,
Well,
there's no way to unmark a marked person or somebody who's like
I don't know.
possessed by an entity, right?
I don't know. Everything is unique. That's why it's important to dig in and find the knowledge you need to demystify it.
Hmm.
But it sounds like you have fun doing it because you wouldn't have found your way in if you didn't.
I
True.
guess so.
Never a dull moment, that's for sure.
I guess I'm gonna go rewrite the tapestry with a different ending where fire cannot defeat water.
Sounds really exciting.
God, I
Alright.
hope so. Hope it doesn't ignite the whole office.
Yeah, me too. I don't want the office to go up in flames. That would be bad.
You'll be fine.
You all be careful up there. Not up there.
Thank
out
you.
there.
Purpose.
Thanks
Alright.
for all your help.
Yeah.
Good luck. And he is holding the thing like this as he walks back to go archive it.
Perfect.
And the lights come on down the hall behind where you were.
We make our way out, I guess.
Yeah.
That was illuminating.
And,
Probably the most information we've gotten in the last 2 weeks. How
oh,
long
yeah.
is it?
Ever? I think ever. We can
Yeah, that
solidly say
too.
ever. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it was great. Exhilarating. The knowledge.
And you get out and you get to your office. And in the office, Eileen is staring at the cork board.
Oh, great. Hi, Eileen.
Ah,
Have you come to make a statement?
I came to make my statement. Where do we do this? Here? Or do you have like a statement room or something? Or
I think we do
Wherever you
have a
want.
statement room, actually.
you do?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, whoever you would prefer.
All of you, if you want.
Sounds
I'm not
perfect.
hiding. I don't want to hide things. I want our relationship to be understood.
Okay,
Okay.
that sounds good. Well,
Yeah.
you know where the statement room is, I'm assuming.
I will let you lead me there.
Sounds good. I lead her towards the statement
Okay.
room.
She goes in.
Recorder in hand.
All right. This is my second statement, but maybe we'll talk about that some other time.
All right. Sounds good.
And
I
she sits
Hit
down.
record.
All right. Well, I'm here of my own accord, offering up my testimony about the transition to who I am today. I'm an architect and mathematician of space and texture and the psychology of perspective. I learned many techniques from my time apprenticing under Japanese lacquer master Saijo Sugawara, who I surpassed. I learned under other greats and surpassed them also. I learned faster than others. I learned better than others. And as I did, I began understanding the mathematics, expressed concepts that others could not see or understand. You've seen that, Einstein's theories. Most of you probably don't understand them. And then I came across an interesting book, A Wrinkle in Time by Charles Howard Hinton, and my mind raced. He invented the term tesseract. And I immediately knew it was possible. If you could think above the psychology of pedantics, above the minds of the weak-minded. It made sense to me, so I went looking for funding for a hotel that could house all of humanity if I wanted. A place of infinite space. And I knew the mathematics. I knew the architect of infinity was possible, the architecture. So I went looking for funding. And I found two patrons. The hotel investors who were already building Edsels here, they had cut funding by that time already. They didn't understand what I wanted to do. It was beyond them. I eventually took care of that problem with them. they were too simple. But I designed the hotel and the house in France, by the way, which are connected. Secretly acquiring funds from my patrons who remained hidden for most of that time. And they understood and believed in me. Monnier and Lysa Nix, they were brilliant. They understood my vision and persuaded the hoteliers to allow me to build it. I designed it, then hired craftspeople from across the globe to build and manufacture the necessities and the decoratives, and I learned from them everything they could know. When it was complete, I created several buttons to the elevator that I could carry with me to go in and out as I wished to my own floor, for lack of a better word. And of course, my kitchen inside there. My kitchen is an interesting place too. It's where those I acquire commit themselves to my immortal needs, and I feast on their suffering and misery as their bodies transition into the shapes they gain as they sit in my endless spiral cone. Never to die, they're all alive in there, but never to move more than the amount of a bit of gelatin when shaken by a spoon. And my enemies are there, accidental tourists who've lost themselves to the curiosity the spiral seduces from them. I may call upon them for sustenance as needed, but I must add to them. That's the one weakness, I would say, since I'm never quite sated. I even have 3 of your own there, from which I've learned so much. Matilda Ives is in my care, as it is her assistants, Raul Aguirre and Chike Ing. But not all who assist end in that gruesome way. Don Domingo Gomez has been loyal. He offered himself up, and I reward him with longevity. And friends to make from people who visit the hotel. If I'm not mistaken, he would see all of you as friends. I'm also grooming another for a very specific role, one to expand the horizons of the hotel itself, who values the techniques of master craftspeople and can acquire the mathematics knowledge and the materials to explore ways to expand the outside of the Tesseract across other realms, many realms, maybe infinite realms. And I warn you, eyes, that if you dare cross my threshold without permission or approval or perhaps a little acquiescence, you will find my kitchen and I'll feast on your breath and your soul and your flesh, and you will never die. You'll learn what madness is when you can't move yourself within the fleshy crush of others, massed into a space that is limited, with only a darkness above. Your eyes will go blind, because I haven't yet learned how to prevent that. And I remind you, you're in my home, not the other way around. And one day the Magnus Institute will not be in my home. That's all I have to say.
Do you not want us here, Eileen?
I find you to be... You're multiple things. First one, you're titillating. You excite my senses in ways that are I love to dance, and I love to drink and enjoy food, and I love to have guests And I love to have guests that don't leave. And you all seem to always be many steps ahead of the rest of the people that come through this hotel and the other businesses that are here. So I would say I don't want you to leave yet. I would rather acquire most of you. But eventually I want this thing out of my space when it's ready to expand. And that expansion, it's coming. But time like that is probably not of importance to most of you. It's not like you'll be here forever. The math is hard. The architecture is difficult. The material manufacturing and the craftsmanship that has to go into things is time consuming and expensive, although I don't really concern myself with money so much. People give me money now.
Is there something that you need from us, Eileen?
There is. Within my tesseract, there is a hole that I can't see, and it is really bothering me. It is bothering me to no fucking end. And I suspect someone amongst you, not you personally, but within the Magnus Institute, might know about it and might be able to allow me entrance, access. I do not like not knowing things that I want to know. It really drives me crazy. And nobody likes me when I'm crazy.
I've seen it, so I understand.
So I don't really have more of a statement to make. I just wanted you to know where we stood. We are all at a certain level of knowledge and understanding. I know that the Magnus Institute brings in the best and the brightest. I've tasted the minds of some of them, and I've learned so much from some of them. But it also can make someone more confident than they should be. The salt trick, for instance, that surprised me.
I figured that out when I was 9, so...
That's why you're in the Magnus Institute, I suspect. That's also why the Magnus Institute I see as a risk. Well, if we have nothing further to discuss, what do you say at the end? Statement ends or something? Statement ends, right?
Statement ends, yes.
Statement ends.
Thank you. I hit stop.
All right. Well,
It's a pleasure as always, Eileen.
I hope you're here for the next party or something. I would love to have another one sometime. Gosh.
Is it going to
Really
be
miss-
soon?
No, it takes a lot of planning, and actually it doesn't take hardly any planning. It just takes people who want to come into a ballroom and dance. But you have to have the right combination of people or the joy is not there.
I'll be sure to invite Kyle to the next one.
Kyle's interesting. Is Kyle a member of the Magnus Institute?
No, ma'am.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'll let you go. I know that it's past 5 o'clock, so you probably want to get home to your families and lives and whatever else people do outside of the
Home.
joy of work. And she winks at you. See you. And she turns and walks through the wall and walks out.
Well, she sure knows how to make an exit.
Okay for that.
Yeah. Yeah, she does.
Well, definitely gonna have to keep closer tabs on
Yeah.
whatever's happening
Well,
downstairs.
know what happened to Matilda.
Maybe. Yeah.
I have a feeling she's trapped somewhere. They're trapped somewhere.
Yeah, I think that was the implication there. Yeah.
Did kind of sound
Eileen's
like a
kitchen.
threat, didn't it? I felt like it was kind of a threat.
It did seem like it was meant like a threat, yeah.
Well,
We put Walter in there.
yeah.
We did, yeah.
Which is unfortunate because it's the safest place for him that we have right now.
I know that we didn't have another option, but I just feel like it was not a good idea.
We did it. We have to work on a way to get him out now. That's the main thing.
Can I get an int roll from, or does anybody have investigation or anything along those lines, or reading between the lines, things like that?
Yeah,
wait, I have an ability,
Decipher
yeah.
and skim.
I do have an ability.
I have missing detail.
Same here.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh. I have
Yeah.
gut feeling, which is faced between two options. So
Okay.
keeping Walter in or getting Walter out.
Alder and Sam, can you tell me what the power does again? The ability? I don't remember it exactly.
And I have to
Make
pull
sure
up
that
the.
Yeah, I got it. I can read it for
Okay,
both of us.
sweet.
It's the words of an NPC, so it mentions specifically like such as a statement, and you immediately note something that wasn't said. This can be something implied by what was said or something that was obviously left out. The GM provides this brief fact to you.
Okay. You both
That's all it
nice.
says.
You both
Yeah.
recognized the plural on the buttons that there were buttons made.
Oh,
I did clock that. Yeah.
multiple.
Delightful.
Love that.
Right.
Great. Alder just grabs a piece of paper, just like a scratch piece of paper, and just writes buttons and sticks it on the corkboard. And like underlines the S. I'll stick that on the corkboard by the building. Nothing else, just that. We all know what it means. I don't need to add any more detail to that. We all understand it. Buttons. So we go home and go to sleep?
Well, I'm
Wait, I thought we were going to
my
the
room.
hurricane.
They're probably not open. It's like 5:30
Oh, right. Yeah, let's wait
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Yeah.
I think
Assuming nothing else happens in between now and then that nearly ends the
Fingers
world.
crossed.
shut your mouth
Yeah.
right now. We can't have this. Don't jinx us, Alder.
Knock on wood or whatever it is.
You all get
Yeah.
some healing done.
Oh, thank
Ooh.
God.
God.
Yeah.
Can I do something as we're like leaving the building?
Yeah.
For one, because I don't think that Alder actually goes home anymore. I do feel like I just sleep in the building if I'm allowed to. But I do want to leave the building, and as soon as I exit the building, I want to grab my like scratch paper that I keep, get a piece of paper and like fold it, and I'm gonna write on the outside of the paper like, destroy this as soon as you read it. And on the inside I'm going to write, can you look into trying to find the first statement that Eileen gave? I don't really want her to know that I'm looking for it, and I think that she's watching me closer than she's watching you. And I'm gonna hand that piece of paper to Sam as we're leaving, and then like pretend to get in my car like I'm going home. And then go back inside and go back to sleep in the cot in the building.
Okay, I'm just gonna flip into little pieces and keep the pieces with me so I can throw them away when I'm home. Or burn them or something.
Okay.
Or eat them. Just kidding, don't do that.
Yeah, paper's not
idea.
good for your gut.
No. Too much
I
bad
just
fiber.
I don't want any trace of like Eileen knowing that I would possibly be looking into her. So I wanna hand that off to you. And I wanna be very clear, like I wanna write the note outside the building, so in theory, like outside of her purview. So
Yeah.
hopefully she doesn't know that I did that. And I'm gonna go back inside and go to sleep.
Okay. You go inside, you go to sleep. You sleep so comfortably, like really deep and warm and just a good sleep. And everyone gets their healing done for
Yeah.
the night and
Yay. Do we reduce any stress? Is that a
yeah.
thing we're allowed
You-
to do?
you-
Yay.
You do. You can reduce a D6 of stress.
I also feel like we should take some stress though.
Yeah, you would have been there, but I don't know if you all have
God.
a lot of stress right now, do you?
How much stress do I have?
Nope.
I'm
Um,
2.
I had
you-
5.
I
Ooh.
don't.
I had 4.
I'm a bit better now though.
D6.
I'm gonna go back to the archive store alone.
Okay, the door is open when you get in there.
And I'm gonna look for your Miz.
You find him eventually.
Just wandering around a bit.
He's archiving things, labeling things.
Hello again.
Ah, Satori, what can I help you with? You're here late.
Yeah, I was hoping you could help me find something.
Okay.
I'm looking for a set. I'm looking for a set of recordings. Probably 20 years old. They would have been submitted by the Falk family. I'm pulling up my notes real quick.
Yeah.
Specifically, Elkmont, Tennessee.
Let me see what I can find. Are you feeling so Elkmont, Tennessee? That's probably in the probably based in the St. Louis office, I would think.
Would there be a way to get that through here?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go there and get it for you if I can find it. It may take a little time to search and make the travel.
Okay. I would greatly appreciate anything that you can find from there.
I'll see what I can
There
get for you for
should
tomorrow.
be a lot. Because they would have recovered all of it.
Yeah. Okay. Looking for family heirlooms.
Answers,
History.
more like. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. All of you always check on yourselves eventually.
Eventually.
Everyone. Yeah. When they realize they can.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, remember when the internet first came up?
No?
Oh, you weren't there? Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
Yeah, I'm like 26, 25.
Yeah, I forget
I was-
how old people are. Yeah, we helped put the impetus on DARPA to get that done. Really useful for people to talk about themselves all the time. Oh, delicious to find all that and be able to pull it in and get it when you need. Oh. Of course, nothing is quite as authentic as handwritten or recorded tape.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, I'll see what I can find.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
See you tomorrow.
Sounds good. And I wander on out.
You hear a little bit of snoring at some point. Like gentle, but just a little bit.
From Hermes?
No, when you get out of there, you're going through the office. Going out the office.
Oh, I peek in.
And there's a cot on the floor behind Alder's desk, and he's just like, just a little bit, just a gentle rolling. And
Alder.
And he's got a smile on as he sleeps. Like a little bit of not a big one, just like a very comforted smile.
At least someone can sleep soundly in this goddamn building.
Kyle does too when he's drunk.
Yeah. No, I would imagine he would, yeah. I head back to my room then.
Okay. Kyle is there.
How you feeling, bud?
I'm starting to kind of get over the hangover.
Good.
Did I say
Yeah.
some dumb shit? I think I did.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah, you said some really dumb shit.
He literally turned red. Like
Yeah.
glowing embarrassment red.
Yeah, I think my coworkers are questioning our relationship.
Really?
Yeah, from the things that you said while you were drunk.
Speaking of that, what would you say our relationship is? Hold on, I gotta get a little water before you answer that. Hold on.
I
He
just
goes
kind
in
of
to
stand
get
there.
some water. Do you want a glass of water?
It, sure. Yeah.
And he gets some water and some ice, and he brings it out. And he goes, before you answer that,
Okay.
I have a reservation. I'm afraid I'll hurt you. That really makes me afraid of like everything about. Well, go on. I'll let you answer now. And he hands you your water.
I chug the whole thing.
He takes your glass and he hands you his water.
Take a little bit of his as well. I don't think I've drank water all day. Gonna be honest. Mostly just coffee. I think at the very least, we are best friends. Considering you're the only other person I talk to that's not my coworker. And I haven't done a relationship, as you say, in a very long time. But you're pretty great, Kyle.
I feel the same, and
Really?
I think.
It was very sarcastic.
Oh, were you just goading me? Because
No.
I know I'm like,
I know you do feel the same, yeah.
and I'm a dumb shit, so I sometimes don't know
Yeah.
when I'm being like goaded into things, but I feel very protective of you. Probably more than I mean, maybe dangerously, and I don't know what that means. It kind of freaks me out a little. And I love that we're friends, but I feel we could go above that. And we would be really good together, I think. Like, I like the wilderness. I mean, I don't like the hunting so much, although I can do it. And I love camping. I love pickup trucks and
Definitely
Jeeps.
all things that I
I
also
actually love
loved.
Jeeps
So
better than pickup trucks. I hope that doesn't count against me.
I wanted a Jeep for a very long time. The one I got was cursed, though. It kept breaking down, so I had to get rid of it.
So this is me asking. No, I'm not asking. I'm putting it out there that if you wanted to go a little further and take this to the next level, I'm game.
All right. I'm not opposed to it. As you mentioned, hang up. I've also got a hang up, and I don't know if you will be you for a long time.
Well, yeah, the full moon's coming up, so that
No, that's not what I mean. I found out recently that the affliction that you have is basically degenerative. The more you're this way, the less Kyle you will be.
are are there any meds I can take or anything that like?
I th- I think the only ways that I've found is you either A, make your own way that could or could not work, perhaps, and you have to figure it out yourself. It's not very clear. Take a lot of tranquilizers, maybe. That's what Nova said. But that's not going to help during the overarching thing. But you are claimed by the hunt, which basically means there's not many known ways to get rid of it other than sheer will and devotion against it.
I mean, I was a pretty good wrestler. I could probably push myself into.
Wrestle the demons out of you. They're not literal demons, for the record, but
Yeah, I know that. Oh my god, I knew that. He sits on the end of the bed and he like just sort of stares at the wall. So how long do I have?
I don't know. But the increase of emotions around me is making it worse.
No, they're good emotions around you.
They're heightened. They're good, yes, but not when you are overly protective
So
or get
this
angry when I'm in danger. Whatever this is makes you feel 10 times, 100 times more than you normally would. That's my concern, Kyle.
that's the worst part of this curse. Then not even the change. But you said there's a way that I could work my way out of it or something. Like you said, a willpower thing or something. Or
Yeah.
what do I have to do? Because I don't want to be that. I'm not that person.
I know. I know you're not, which is why I'm trying. And my whole team is trying so hard to
Really?
help you. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought they were
buddy.
just buddies.
I mean, we are buddies, but they care.
All right. Well,
It's gonna take a lot of meditation, emotional control, defiance from this other bestial self, and I'm sure we can try and figure out a loophole because you were not born like this. And there's always a loophole.
So you think you could like somebody who's doomed? Maybe.
I can sure like somebody, yeah, unfortunately, who's doomed. Unfortunate for the both of us, I think.
And he just sort of stares at the wall. He like stops looking at you and just sort of like you can tell he's like thinking, but also trying to clear his mind, like not think about it.
Mm-hmm. I sit next to him, like on the floor.
Well, thank you for letting me know, because I'd rather know than not, and know there's maybe a way to stop it, even if it's hard. I would rather do something really difficult and not hurt you than do something, than just succumb, because I don't want to be that. And he puts his hand on your hand on the floor, and he squeezes it. And you can see that there's a tear or two kind of welling up under his eyes.
I squeeze his hand back.
If there's any way I can get through it, I know that it's only because you're going to help.
Of course I'm gonna help. Just because it hasn't been done doesn't mean it's not possible.
I got to thank everyone else too. And I got to find a way to not be around when I transform again. I really got to be away for that time.
I think Wayra is going to drug you. Like
Do you think
really
there's
heavily.
enough drugs? Wow, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Wayra's so cool.
Wayra is
Wayra,
really...
Nova.
Nova,
So cool.
Nova. Yeah,
Wait, what?
Nova's
What?
gonna drug you. Wayra herself, actually. Nova's gonna drug you. No, Nova is really cool.
And he just looks out the window, and you can see the moon in the sky, and the curtains kind of flutter in front of it. And this is where we're going to break. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We will see you in, I think, 2 weeks again. I think. 'Cause
Yeah,
next
I
week
think so.
is Easter. So we may miss next week. I will definitely post if anything changes. Well, have a good night, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
everybody.
Thank you. Bye.